25. And 26 and 27. Spots aren't real dark, so if there is anything in them, there's not much. Yeah, it's kind of too thick anyway. Right, so there's definitely some stuff in there, but maybe not a lot of it. And that one's close enough to the top. Mark that solvent front. So this was 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 19, 20. And you can see that we've got mixed fractions, 14, 15, 16, 17. It looks like 19 still has the vanillin, but then 20 is blank. And they've all got that cinnamic acid in them. So we're really not getting good separation. That's almost certainly a solubility problem. But maybe we got some of the cinnamic acid away. So 15, 16, 17, 19. So it looks like I'd want to stop at fraction 19. Looks like fraction 13 has the vanillin, but it also has a lot of that cinnamic acid, so I probably don't want it. Right? There's not enough vanillin in there to compensate for all that cinnamic acid. So I probably want to start at 14 and take 14, 15, 16, 17, and I know 18 and 19 seem to have my vanillin in it, and then stop at 20. Definitely developing a little bit crooked. But this one probably isn't there. And we'll switch that out. Confirming the fact that those early fractions up through 12 don't really have that vanillin spot. Although there is a little bit of a brown spot up here, so fraction 12 may have just a trace of vanillin up there, possibly, but not enough to want. And there's definitely a lot of cinnamic acid in fractions 10, 11, and 12. So I know I don't need any more of the column, right? Everything's off by 28. There's definitely no more compound that I'm interested in. 10, 11, and 12, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So I definitely don't need the first 9 fractions, right? The first 9 fractions have nothing. So I can dump those. It's usually easiest to dump it into a beaker and then take the beaker to the waste container. That's the first 9 fractions. Disposable test tubes. 10, 11, and 12 have cinnamic acid in them. So if I'm going to recover the cinnamic acid, I want to keep those. And 13 has a lot more cinnamic acid than vanillin, so I think I would keep that with those as well. But then starting in 14, right, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So there's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Those definitely have vanillin in them. And I pretty much know 28, 29, and 30 I don't need. So I can pitch those. There's really nothing in them. They don't have any rings on them. So that's waste. It'll come out of there. Fell over in the wrong direction. There it goes. So this confirms that, right, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 19 have a lot of vanillin in them, and we knew 18 did as well. Confirms that 20 doesn't, but 20 does seem to have cinnamic acid. So I might keep 20 with the cinnamic acid, and then maybe 21, 2, and 3, they look like they have cinnamic acid in them. We'll know shortly. So there's a little bit of vanillin in 21, maybe even a little in 22, and there's cinnamic acid in all 6, right, all the way up to, right, this was 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, so all the way up to 27. So there was definitely cinnamic acid in all of those fractions. So if I wanted to, I could combine all of these for cinnamic acid, and just these 6 tubes, right, have most of the vanillin, fractions 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I didn't take 13, even though there's a significant amount of vanillin, because of the quantity of cinnamic acid that's in there. So there was my early fraction, and I'm going to dump this in the iodine just to confirm that 21 and 22 look like they have a little bit of vanillin, but probably enough cinnamic acid with it that it's not worth keeping them. So I'm done with the TLC jars. Dump that solvent in there. Let that evaporate. So here's the vanillin, right? And you can see now, I think, pretty clearly that that one's got that ring, right? There's some solid on there that's being collected. I hold it up against there, against the black background. So definitely vanillin in there. I'm done with the column. I know I don't need that anymore. So I can put these two away. And what I want to do is get all the solvent off so that I can put the silica gel in the solid waste container and not have a lot of solvent. So I'm just going to blow that dry. Good enough. And actually disposing of a column is kind of fun. Take these both over to the waste container. And you stick this in the solid waste. So what we do is we take a giant air hose, and then we just upend the column and apply some air pressure, and it blows all of that out in one big wad. And I will have to add silica gel to that list from the solid waste. And it's really not necessary to clean the column, right? The column is already clean, so I can just put that away. This hose lives up here just for that very purpose, and then I can dump the het ether and diethyl ether into the organic waste, which shouldn't be open, but it is. So the next thing is going to be to weigh some flasks and combine these fractions in order to rotovap them down, get some masses, and I'll start a new video.